Hello and a warm welcome. We are your hosts for the day. I am Mitali.
And I am Danish.
In our special report today, we are going to cover an awe-inspiring story.
A story of an ordinary student bringing about an extraordinary revolution.
A story of a compassionate giver. This is the story of a person with his eternal love to Mother Mary, took up the evangelical work and had an indomitable spirit despite many hurdles.
A man of multi-talents, a poet, a preacher, and a writer of spiritual classics.
A man who championed the cause of the poor and the destitute.
We are joined by a team of correspondents from across the globe who will guide us as we take you down the memory lane. Here's a special report on the life of Saint Louis-Marie Grignion de Montfort, where present meets the past and past meets the present. The year is 1673, France. Over to you, Kanak. Please tell us about the conditions in France.
Oh yes, the year was 1673. This was the reign of Louis XIV. He was an absolute monarch. He lived an extravagant life, and there was great suffering in the rural sections in every part of France. Quite a turbulent time in France, I must say. People were suffering under the tyranny of king's taxation and poverty. Connecting to us all the way from Brittany is Miss Tavishi, taking us to the Grignion family.
Hello everyone, I am in Brittany, a western province of France. The date was 31st January 1673. A child, Louis, was born. His father was a lawyer and his mother was a God-loving woman. He was baptized a day after his birth. From his childhood, he was a well-behaved and a pious boy. From his 12th year, he was devoted to prayer and was sent as a day pupil to Jesuit College at Rennes. He never failed to visit the church before and after his class. From his childhood, he put service before self. He was moved by the torn clothes of his classmate and collected money to get new clothes for his friend. He felt that he had a special purpose and God's calling. He felt that God called him to serve the needy.
Very well, son. I've never seen you so determined. I'll give you money and a horse so you can travel to Paris to study to become a priest.
Thank you, Father. But I won't need a horse. I intend to walk to Paris as a pilgrim.
But Louis, that's 200 miles away.
I know. I'll offer my journey to the Virgin Mary.
As you wish, but at least accept some money.
And some new clothes. You can't arrive in Paris dressed like that.
All right. I love you. You've brought me up to be a good Catholic, and now the Lord has given me a vocation to serve Him.
Well, he refused to accept the horse offered by his father to take up the long journey and courageously set out on foot to the distant city, Paris. At the age of 20, he left home to join a seminary and follow the course in theology, gave away on the journey all his money to the poor, exchanged clothing with them, and made a vow to subsist henceforth only on alms. In Paris, he arrived with the tattered outward appearance of a poor beggar. He only had his rosary and kept on praying in the entire journey.
Yes, outward appearance of a poor beggar and inward disposition of one completely surrendered to God's will. He read a lot of books about God and Mother Mary. He composed numerous hymns and prayers. He also fulfilled the duties of a chaplain in a hospital. During 17 years, he preached the gospel in countless towns and villages. As an orator, he was highly gifted, with his language being simple but replete with fire and divine love.
He was especially concerned about the education of children and opened a school for boys at La Rochelle and another for girls entrusted to the Daughters of Wisdom.
Poor among the poor, profoundly integrated into the church, despite the lack of understanding he had to face. Saint Louis Marie de Montfort adopted his motto from these simple words: God alone. His love for God was total. It was with God and for God that he went towards other people and walked the roads of the mission, constantly aware of the presence of Jesus and Mary. He himself, his entire region, was a witness to the theological virtue of charity that he had desired to share with everyone. He crossed villages after villages, braving all odds. His deeds and his words had only one aim: to call people and to motivate them to live for God. Montfort's faith in God resulted in several miracles. Pope Clement also was amazed at his devotion to God and called him missionary apostolic.
He took severely ill, and on 20th April 1716 he returned to the Lord. Missionaries came together to form the religious order called the Brothers of Saint Gabriel and continue to run schools all over the Company of Mary and also the Daughters of Wisdom. They grew and spread throughout the world. He was beatified in 1888 by Pope Leo XIII. He was canonized on 20th July 1947 by Pope Pius XII.
Montfort was a ray of sunshine to warm up the hearts and lives of millions. What an enduring model we have got in Montfort.
Certainly, today the education scene has been revolutionized the world over by the illustrious work of the Montfort brothers of Saint Gabriel, who opened the doors of opportunities to generations of students with their global presence, seeking the least, the last and the lost, and changing the very face of humanity.
Montfort है शांति दूत, Montfort यीशु का रूप, हम सब में करते हैं सादर प्रणाम. Montfort है शांति दूत, Montfort यीशु का रूप, हम सब में करते हैं सादर प्रणाम. Montfort हमारा है, Montfort हम प्यारा है, उम्मीद का सहारा है सितारा. Montfort हमारा है, Montfort हमें प्यारा है, उम्मीद का सहारा है सितारा सितारा. Montfort है शांति दूत, Montfort यीशु का रूप, हम सब में करते हैं सादर प्रणाम. Montfort है शांति दूत, Montfort यीशु का रूप, हम सब में करते हैं सादर प्रणाम. Louis de मोनफट हम सबका भाई बना, बेसहारों का मोनफट सहारा बना। लुई डी मोनफट हम सबका भाई बना, बेसहारों का मोनफट सहारा बना। यीशु के सपने सच करने आए थे वो, प्यार और भाईचारा बढ़ाए थे वो। यीशु के सपने सच करने आए थे वो, प्यार और भाईचारा बढ़ाए थे वो। नन्हे मुन्नों के दिल में समाए थे वो। मोनफट है शांति दूत, मोनफट यीशु का रूप, हम सब में करते हैं सादर प्रणाम। मोनफट है शांति दूत, मोनफट यीशु का रूप, हम सब में करते हैं सादर प्रणाम। मोनफट हमारा है, मोनफट हम प्यारा है, उम्मीद का सहारा है सितारा। मोनफट हमारा है, मोनफट हम प्यारा है, उम्मीद का सहारा है सितारा सितारा। मोनफट है शांति दूत, मोनफट यीशु का रूप, हम सब मिल करते हैं सादर प्रणाम। मोनफट है शांति दूत, मोनफट यीशु का रूप, हम सब मिल करते हैं सादर प्रणाम।
Though the Montfortian Society was founded in the 18th century, it is in the 1903 that the brothers came to India. Today, Montfortian education is synonymous to quality education, creating physically fit, intellectually rounded, emotionally mature, spiritually oriented, and socially responsible citizens of the country and the world. The activities of the Brothers of St. Gabriel are as multifarious as the needs of the country.
We now take you to Little Flower High School to witness how the present generation relates to their founding father.
I want to take care of the poor just like Montfort did.
Montfort is my friend.
I want to be a good student just like Montfort is my hope.
Montfort is joy.
Montfort taught us to love one another.
Saint Montfort continues to live among us as an inspiration and guiding star of hope. As a true Montfortian, let's grow in service of others.
I'm convinced that Montfort's way is the way forward, especially in these uncertain times that we live in today. Following the footsteps of our founding father, our principles, especially Reverend Sergeant Anthony, exemplifies Montfortian values, and this forms the very core of our school experience, touching our hearts and transforming our lives.
I love Montfort.
Jesus' cross and Mary's rosary, the love of God and of His Holy Mother, both in thy heart found a fair sanctuary. The early thoughts of Montfort were for Mary, and in her love he grew ever more strong. Her virtues well he endeavored to copy, to her sweet self he desired to belong. Glory to thee, Montfort, the loving creature of Jesus' cross and Mary's rosary, the love of God and of His Holy Mother, both in thy heart found a fair sanctuary. How well he loved to call her his dear mother, when in her heart he would pour out his heart. How much he cared during life and forever, her gorgeous power to the whole were impart. Glory to thee, Montfort, the loving creature of Jesus' cross and Mary's rosary, the love of God and of His Holy Mother, both in thy heart found a fair sanctuary.